Today's low carb product is wine. I am not going to talk about different specific brands today. It's more just about the different types of wine and which ones are great for us low carbers. So the carbs in wine come from the sugar that's left over after the fermentation process. Anything that is fermented for a long time or fully fermented has switched over the sugar to alcohol, and that is a lower carb wine. So the sweet wines have a shorter fermentation cycle, so there's more sugar left in the wine. The general rule for choosing a low carb wine is the drier the better. The higher the alcohol percentage of the wine, the lower the sugar and carbs will be. So if you look for a wine that's over 15% alcohol, that should give you a good indication that it is a low carb wine. Specifically for reds and whites. So for reds, Pinot Noir, Merlot, and Cab Sav are the three best dry reds that are low carb. And then for whites, we've got Sauv Blanc and Pinot Grigio are the two lowest carb whites. Now, sparkling can actually be the lowest carb of all, unless it's like a Moscato blend. Moscato is a sweet wine, which is definitely not low carb. So on your sparkling, you're looking for words brut or extra brut or brut nature, and that tells you it's a really dry, low carb wine. The wines to avoid are any of the sweeter ones, like the Moscato, anything labeled dessert wine, late harvest, or fortified, like port or sherry. They're all the sweeter wines, which are obviously higher in carbs and sugar. The wines that are marketed as low carb wine, they're not actually doing anything different to what I have just explained. They're just fully fermenting, not adding sugar, and creating a super dry wine. Just because it's marketed low carb, it's not necessarily lower carb than, say, another Sauv Blanc. So you're free to go with those options, definitely as a good guarantee. So just to recap, you definitely can enjoy a glass of wine on a low carb diet. Just look for a dry wine that has over 15% alcohol, and that's pretty good assurance that there's not going to be much carbs or sugar in there. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below and I'll be sure to get back to you.